If the world was ending, I'd wanna be next to you. The party was over, and our time on earth was through. Oh,
Start over.
Okay.
Ready? Listen to the beat. All right, ready?
I can't. You should make me sing first.
Listen to the beat. I was doing it first. You weren't listening. Ready?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, here we
Okay, sorry.
go.
I can't do it. I literally can't do it. That is like not helping me at all. I'd wanna be next to you.
How about you start singing and then I'll do it? Ready?
No, it's over. It's chopped. It's too chopped. I'd wanna be next to you.
No, you're doing it. You're doing it like wrong because you're doing like because you're saying I want to be you should be doing it like if the world was ending, I want to be next to you.
I was like subdividing. I don't know.
If the world was ending,
I think you might be getting a little bit too.
I think you might be getting a little bit.
big as the what? Big as the Super Bowl.
Anywho.
Big as the Super Bowl.
Crash that.
No, why?
That was horrible.
We gotta do our due diligence here. Apparently, we're super tone deaf and shit on Bad Bunny on our last video. We need to come back around and say Bad Bunny is big as the what? Big as the what? Obviously, I'm not a baby. I know that people don't pick to win Best Album of the Year. Like, I know they're not like, I want to win, and they win it. So it's never anyone's fault for winning Album of the Year. I would never throw any like major criticism at Bad Bunny. I just prefer we just prefer Lady Gaga. You know what I mean?
That's the whole package. But you know what?
It. And it's not, and it doesn't have anything to do with any other factors. And mainly the point in talking about it in that video was not to shit on Bad Bunny
at all.
It was more to just say like broader conversation that happens at the Grammys around how context gets like suddenly, oh, context is important, and then suddenly it's not, and then blah blah blah. If you want, you can watch that video above and it's explained better. But I feel like this was an important follow-up because watch Bad Bunny's Super Bowl performance. Big as the what?
Big as the Super Bowl.
Right, exactly. You know what? It was fire. He dressed as a wolf, and he looked fire.
All dressed up as wolves, and we looked fire. Sorry, that was just too beautiful. Sorry. Bad Bunny took the stage, and instantly we are treated to this view of sugar cane. Well, it's like, we first get like the panorama of like the sugar cane fields on stage with Bad Bunny, and we just get this very, I don't know, how would you describe the intro? It was.
So yeah, the thing about this is like this is undeniably a very, very important performance. Like it just straight up is, right? With the Grammys, it's like a lot of people who watch it are of a certain demographic. You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna be like these super like mega right wing ass. Like, you know what I mean? People who watch the Grammys aren't gonna have a lot of objections with Bad Bunny winning. Like it's not a controversial thing. You know what I mean? Unless you're hyper giga MAGA like us, right?
Nah, that was a joke. That was a joke.
I think the thing about the Super Bowl is people have to watch football. People have to watch football. They could show a graphic at every football game saying like, I love or I love whatever, and people would still watch it no matter what ideology you have, no matter what like political side you agree with. If you watch football, you're gonna watch football. Why that's important is like people who watch football are libs, people who watch football are conservatives, people who watch football are all over the political spectrum. Bad Bunny performing is not going to stop anyone from watching football, and that's just the truth. It's kind of a hard wall, you know what I mean? Kind of a hard wall. Because people, at the end of the day, are going to be faced with watching it. They're either going to be faced with watching it, or they're just going to straight turn it off. More often than not, they're probably just going to watch it because people like to get rage baited, or people who are opposed to this like to get rage baited. I think Bad Bunny, I think he snapped on this one. I really do think he did. I think there is so much great storytelling within this, and I feel like, we were talking about this before, but I feel like this is like almost the spiritual successor to the Kendrick Super Bowl. I know that's the most white-lib take you've ever heard in your life, but listen, hear me out, right? Hear me out. Because I feel like that Kendrick Super Bowl, it really was trying to portray this richer and deeper story that I feel like other Super Bowl halftime shows have not really attempted to do. There's a lot of ambition with it. It being that prototype, I feel like maybe made it suffer just a little tiny bit. Like it made it a little too abstract or maybe a little too vague at some points. I think there's obviously a lot of stuff to look look into about it. Ultimately, I think maybe ultimately I do prefer his more, but I think it's undeniable that Kendrick's Super Bowl was paving the way for something like the Bad Bunny Super Bowl. Not in a bad way, because I think Bad Bunny took the baton and he sprinted with it. So many incredible storytelling moments in this. This is a really small one, but there is a part of it. There was like dancers on like power lines and like talking about like Puerto Rico power grid crisis or the Puerto Rico power grid issue, because it's just this subtle piece of storytelling that didn't feel like it was pulling you out of this narrative. It felt like it was very much ingrained in the greater world that Bad Bunny built, and I get it's based on like Puerto Rico, but still, like, I just think there's so many moments like that. And the thing about it is, even like a big stinky hater like us with the Grammys thing, like a big stinky hater, like the moment when he handed...
Well, I don't know if we know for sure, so I don't want to say it, because that might be wrong. I'll look it up right now, so we know that we're not spreading misinformation.
But it doesn't matter. The moment that he gave the Minneapolis kid the Grammy, it's like, even though this is like kind of like an NPR lib-ass read of this, again, forgive me, I'm white, kind of symbolically being like, this Grammy isn't just a win for me, it's not just a personal win for me, it's a win for our culture being accepted. And I know it's just music, and I know it's just Grammys, and I know a lot of the time Grammys is just like a dick sucking thing or virtue signaling thing, but putting it in that context, I feel like just makes it mean a lot more. That's my spiel about it, though, honestly.
Did Bad Bunny give Liam, 5-year-old detained by ICE, his Grammy during the Super Bowl halftime? Okay, it looks like maybe.
But even if that's not the exact kid, it invokes
It's very symbolic, yeah.
It invokes that image. It's symbolic, or at least to me. But the thing about it is, Bad Bunny pulled the ultimate checkmate on stupid haters like us. Fine, you little monster fanboy, like idiot, stupid, loser, tone deaf people who want Lady Gaga to win. Fine, have you ever heard of "If the world was ending, I want to be next to you"? That was like the ultimate dunk, because like, what can you even say at that point?
I don't even know what you're supposed to say when Senora Gaga comes out on stage and she does the salsa remix of Die With A Smile. I mean, what are you supposed to say? Like, he literally owned me so bad, because I'm like, in the last video, I wasn't saying that his album sucks or that his, like, he doesn't have an impact or that he doesn't matter. I was saying none of those things. I mean, he did just kind of dunk on me by being like, okay, fine. Here's Lady Gaga then.
Whiny ass bitch.
Thing.
He's like, I love Lady Gaga too, so now what?
And I'm like, well, fine.
Now what?
You know what? At the end of the day, hey,
if the world
you did that.
Ending,
you did know. And you know what? He literally could have not done that, but he did. He did that, and you know what? As a little monster, as a Lady Gaga lover, I have to be like, well, I concede, Bad Bunny. Checkmate. You win. And you know what? I will say it. I was wrong, Bad Bunny. I was wrong. And not even just the Lady Gaga thing, because that is pretty much a joke. He really did a fantastic job of spreading a message of hope, and which I don't care. It can be corny or not, whatever. And saying that love is the only thing stronger than hate. That being the message, I feel like that was the overall takeaway, like, from that entire presentation. That was so celebratory. In that celebration, that doesn't mean that you pretend that bad things aren't happening or that you turn a blind eye to those things, because obviously I think he incorporates, you know, some of the fears, and he evokes some imagery that does make you, that reminds you about what kind of stuff is going on in this country, especially within the Hispanic and Latin population. And I think he does a fantastic job of letting that group and also anyone who's watching know that everything is going to be okay. We're gonna get through this. That doesn't come through sitting around and skulking and being miserable. It comes through empowering one another and also celebrating each other. This was the ultimate celebration, and I'm very, very awestruck by this performance. I thought he used his time. He used this platform the best way anyone possibly could have done this year, and I don't think anyone else could have done it. You know, and what a great way to follow up winning album of the year. And I didn't really know what the performance was going to be like, because obviously you can never know, but he really did make it his own thing. I mean, I 100% agree. It is definitely Kendrick's performance last year, I think, really helped pave the way for this kind of storytelling, political kind of discussion on the public stage, as opposed to a traditional concert style arena tour, you know, like it's just very different. But, you know, I think the messaging is very different between those two, and this one is definitely a message of hope. I think Kendrick's definitely leans more on the criticism, and not in a bad way at all. I think he used his platform perfectly for what he wanted to talk about as well. I think he did a great job of critiquing how black artists are talked about in the media, and especially concerning like something like the Super Bowl. But I think Bad Bunny also did perfect thing, and he really, you know what, he proved it to me why he deserved to win album of the year, because you know what, guys, I'm going to say this once. I do believe we should consider the context when it comes to album of the year.
I've always thought that. I think that's insane to not think that you should consider the context. I'm just saying, in that initial video, I was was just trying to say that people bend whether the context matters or not based on like how they're feeling in the moment. Like, I get why the context is important. I acknowledge that it is important. My overarching point is that the context is always important and you should always consider it, and there's not a problem with doing that. The cool thing that you said initially too is like, I feel like Kendrick's performance was a lot more, it was more critical. It felt a lot more critical. It felt a lot darker. Like, it had that spooky dark aura going on in there.
Yeah, for a lot of different reasons, I think.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure, for a lot of different reasons. But I feel like it's really hard to make something that is both making a point and kind of somewhat critical, but not really overtly, but is also like at the end of the day uplifting. Because I feel like this was actually uplifting at the end of the day.
That should be the main takeaway, for sure.
In a time that's like so dark, but it still makes a point. It doesn't just pretend and like kind of close its ears and eyes to what's going on around him. It embraces like all that, but then ultimately turns it into more of a persuasion on why maybe you should be more accepting, you know, or maybe you should open your eyes to
why you should maybe consider
the beautiful culture that is being shit on right now.
And
right?
you know, obviously I think Puerto Rican culture has its own unique identity, even though it is a part of the United States.
Obviously.
But I do think anyone can agree that no matter where you are from, you are going to have a completely different cultural experience. Someone from Florida and New York and Iowa are not going to have the same lived experience. And I think that people get so hot and bothered about this whole Bad Bunny performing the Super Bowl thing because they don't recognize it as being American culture. And I think he did a fantastic job of inviting people in, and it wasn't like an in-your-face like, gotcha, I'm performing the Super Bowl, which I wouldn't mind if he did that. I mean, he'd be completely valid to do that. But I feel like what he really did was invite everyone in to enjoy that and share in that culture. Not to make this about her, because this is really not about her. Bringing Lady Gaga into it really did feel like that like open invitation. Hey, here all you annoying white English speakers, here's something for you guys that you'll know and get you hyped, like me.
Right.
Let's go. But ultimately the point isn't just to have shock value of Lady Gaga being there. It was a point to say, let's come together. This doesn't need to be a solo battle. We're in this together.
Like reaching across the aisle.
Yeah.
He really did not need to reach across the aisle.
No, and I think
and really he had no justification to do, but it was like, whoa, that was fire.
And you also think about the fact that
Lady Gaga was grinding all up on him. Lady Gaga was grinding all up on Bad Bunny. I bet that wasn't on your fucking bingo cards for 2026.
And so I'm sorry that we wasted our time even critiquing the Bad Bunny Lady Gaga conversation.
Stop. We did not critique it. That is stupid. Don't give in. We did not. I did not. I personally did not critique it. It was a whole separate conversation. It was not tone deaf. It was a completely separate conversation. No, stop. All right, shut up. All right, I'm not giving in. Okay. It felt long as hell. Like, I'm not gonna lie. This performance felt really long. Not in a bad way, but I was like, damn, they're fitting a lot. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot of content. We had some shaking ass. We had some
the ass
falling through the
was
roof.
A little too long, except for the part where he was getting grinded on, because like those girls really were like trying to be like, yeah, I'm the one, Bad Bunny, I'm the one. The wedding. The wedding was interesting. Like, I feel like I hope they don't get a. I hope their shit is good forever. You know what I mean? Talk about embarrassing if that. I love the live musical components to it as well.
Oh yeah, my favorite song besides was probably the song where it's like the strings.
That's not live instrumentation. I'll talk about like the trombone.
No. If not live, why do I see live instruments? Why do I see live performers there then?
With the trombones,
why are they there then?
Like, bruh.
Why are they there then?
I think this is gonna be think piece central, like it was with Kendrick last year, where there's gonna be a billion think pieces that break down every detail of what happened there and dive into the nitty gritty.
Yeah, we're not the people to do that.
We don't do that. Shut up. I'm getting called.
I've got a show. What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Did you guys see the Charlie commercial where she was like, "It's Pape, bitch"?
It's like vibes.
And then Rachel Sennett fell through the ceiling. Or something, I don't remember. Did you see the Lady Gaga commercial where she's like, my favorite Pokemon is Jigglypuff?
What a cop-out. Like,
she's such a liar. You know what? We're gonna make a video.
Not a liar. She just doesn't know.
I'm not kidding you. We're gonna make a short or something about this someday because I'm so serious. Lady Gaga's Pokemon is not Jigglypuff. This is too serious. I'm not doing this right now.
Music protects us.
Girl, who told you that?
Well, it's true. But
if Lady Gaga actually looked
at,
at,
if she had a spread of Pokemon,
she would not pick Jigglypuff. Who told her to say that? There's a million. I mean, obviously they wouldn't be like, here's this abstract Pokemon that we haven't touched since 2013 that she probably would have ended up picking.
That's
or
what
something.
she would have picked.
Let me see your Pokemon go. I know your best friend is not gonna be Jigglypuff. If the world was ending, I'd wanna be.
If the party was over. Why wasn't Bruno there? He's Filipino.
If the party was over, then I'd wanna be.
Also, shout out to the immense amount of AI ads that were going on. That was fucking so weird.
That was strange. What dark times we live in. AI ads, bro. Chill.
Just drink a puppy.
Just drink a pop. Yeah, and also Sabrina Carpenter, like, manhandling the Pringles.
We're gonna be like, damn, you guys really did just watch the fucking halftime show and the ad break after.
Do you think? Do we look? Okay, look behind me for a second. We watched the football. Do you think? That's how big of
Big as the
Bad
what?
Bunny fans we are. We watched the Super Bowl halftime show. That's it.
Speaking of big as a what? Jiggle sucks.
Guys,
Anyways.
no, we're not even ready for that. I haven't even. No, gathered my thoughts on that hotness.
Sucks. Off the top of your head, what Pokemon would Lady Gaga have though?
Oh, I think she'd have Luminara. Is that even a Pokemon? Did I just stop? Did I actually just lie? Shut up. Oh my god. Me scolding Lady Gaga for saying Jigglypuff and then saying literally like a Star Wars character. Wait. Hold on. Stop. This is getting cut. Okay. What I meant to say was I think she would have Lunala. If that one is. I just looked at my Pokemon Go. That was embarrassing. Oh my goodness. Okay. Also, who? Lunala. I looked it up this time. It's a real one.
She would not.
Yes, she would.
No, she wouldn't.
Are you joking?
She would not.
She'd also have Gothitelle. Are you joking? Are you joking?
What about Renaringus?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just...
Shiny.
You said name one. I wasn't, like, naming a whole team.
I just feel like Cofferangus is like the easiest dub.
Oh, no, Gothitelle. How about my
Big as
flop?
a Super Bowl.
I'm just gonna flash this one so you guys...
Who the goat? Say it then. Or the lucky one. Say it then.
I'm always scared whenever I show my phone. Somehow someone's gonna, like, hack my iCloud password, like, just from showing like that. I'm like... I don't know how that works, but...
We're gonna be performing at the Super Bowl next year, guys. Mark my words.
If the world was ending, I'd wanna be next to you. Everyone's gonna be like, no! Camila Cabello's the greatest artist of all time! Josie Murph's the greatest artist of all time.
Performing there, I heard.
I wanted to say something about his Bad Bunny video, but I didn't want to bring it up because we've already
Anyways.
talked. Watch the Bad Bunny halftime show.
His streams are gonna go through the...
They're probably already through the roof.
They're gonna be big as the Super Bowl.
His streams are as big as the world. They're as big as the what?
They're as big as the... Alright, I'll leave you with that thought. Bye.